How do you respond to people who say that it's more about the disdain that you have for Sean Combs than it is for giving the victims a platform?
It's not personal.
All right, let's break this down. 50 Cent says the documentary isn't personal, and legally, he has to say that. Because once you admit personal motive, you open the door to bias, defamation issues, and questions about intent. But here's where things get messy.
For Curtis Jackson's 4-part Netflix documentary about the disgraced and convicted music mogul. Could it be the latest salvo in 50's long-standing war with Diddy?
We have never seen a high-profile black celebrity attach their name, their brand, and their reputation to a documentary targeting another black celebrity at this level. Oprah did After Neverland after Michael was gone. There was no back and forth, no public feud, no decades of trading shots in the media, no personal beef that I'm aware of.
How what?
How nervous are you right now?
I'm not nervous at all, actually.
You really aren't?
No, I never get nervous.
You don't?
She almost did one on Russell Simmons, then pulled out when the backlash hit. And she pulled out for a reason. This type of media isn't Twitter. This isn't Instagram beef. This is a whole different battlefield. Because the real question isn't about the documentary at all. It's, how did 50 Cent get Diddy's private tapes?
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their source.
This is why this goes beyond a rap beef. Because the mystery isn't just the tapes themselves. The real question is whether those tapes are the reason someone is missing in this documentary. And when you notice who ain't there, it'll make you wonder if that missing person is connected to those tapes. Hello and welcome to Yaaams Nation. I'm Cy. Y'all boy may be in some trouble. I'm telling you. And I'm not talking about the one in jail, okay? See, I'm talking about the one that looks like Mr. Ed.
Hello, I'm Mr. Ed. A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course.
I sat down to do a full breakdown of this documentary. Yes, I did. But the more I watched it, the more something hit me. Most of this stuff we already knew. So I'm gonna focus on 50 Cent since this man has a hard home for Diddy. I said it. And all you media raised dudes out there, y'all want to drag Vivica Fox for still holding on to 50? Every time she say something about 50 Cent, everybody be saying, let it go. It was years ago. She too old to still be stuck on a relationship that wasn't even 6-7 months. But look how long 50 has been holding on to Puffy. And this didn't start when his baby mama started doing freak-offs. It did not start then. It didn't. No, that mofo didn't. This started long time ago. But 50 is 50 years old, rich, successful, and still can't let go of a high school grudge. At some point, 50 Cent, you got to grow up, brother. At some point, you got to let stuff go. And don't tell me this is about the victims. Don't tell me this is about hip-hop and you didn't want a perception of hip-hop to be a certain way. Please don't tell me that. Okay? And you know what the craziest part is, 50? For all that tough talk, you might have just put yourself in a bad legal trap. You might have. If this ends up in front of a judge, you're going to have to explain how you got that footage. And if you can't prove it was legal, sometimes in situations like this, if it doesn't get resolved, a judge can order for you to give up your source. And if you don't give up your source, that's contempt of court. You can go to jail or you can snitch. Which one y'all think he'll do? I know some of y'all think he gonna snitch because some of y'all say he done it before. So let's just hope all your paperwork is straight, brother. Let's just hope that. Lord, please. This film had a lot of stuff we already knew. Puffy being messy, Puffy being evil, Puffy always around in the middle of chaos. We already knew a lot of this stuff. Tupac gets shots at the Quad Studios. Diddy is in the building. That boy sure look relaxed for after a shooting. Big Jake gets shot. Puff is right there.
Oh,
that's why he looked at him like that. That's why he would look, because he couldn't do nothing to him because Puff was right there. So hold on. So then he drew down on Suge to give it to him, and Suge snatched Puff.
Puffy puts a bounty on a death row chain that sparks the Vegas situation with Tupac. Puffy arranges for Biggie to be in LA the night he gets killed. Puffy throws one of his own artists under the bus after the 1999 club shooting. And Wolf, his personal bodyguard, the man who saved him more than once, murdered in 2003. And Puffy throws a party for the men who killed him. Damn.
Wolf began to spend more and more time around Puff, and they will form a bond like brothers. Wolf would become head of security at Bad Boy, but he was more like Muscle, somebody that Puff respected for his reputation in the streets. It said that he was very protective over Puff and was always on point when it came to any type of threats.
This was Diddy's personal bodyguard, the man who literally bridged the gap between Diddy and most of the East Coast street dudes. Without Wolf, Diddy doesn't get the protection. And a lot of the street situations we've seen, they don't happen if Diddy isn't connected to that world. To me, this is what they should have gone deeper into. Damn right, buddy. See, I understand the whole point to this documentary was to make Puff look bad. How Puff changed Biggie's contract after he died, or who paid for Biggie's funeral. But at the end of the day, brother, we all know you're still mad about this.
Yeah, it was really just I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was acting to try and get me to hang out with him was like, yo, I'll take you shopping. Like, and I'm like, what you mean? Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
I mean, you brought it up in the interview.
What they consider a pre-existing beef, right, for 20 years, right, is me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping, or I looked at it like it was like a tester. Like, maybe you'll come play with me type of thing, right? And it's not personal.
50, how can you say that now when we know you've been mad about this for a long time?
Sometimes I like Puff.
Sometimes you like him, sometimes you don't. You ever?
What's not to like about him?
No, ever since Mace, you've always had a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, he did some suckers.
You always had a bad taste in your mouth.
He was a sucker on the Mace project because he know what he did.
He gonna be a little bit more business.
Yo, Playboy. Yo, I thought you know how we going to Tiffany Co. right now. We pick up something. They ain't gonna say nothing. They gonna send us an invoice later. They gonna let us walk out. That's what I thought you was doing with Mace. I thought you was taking him on tour. When you come back, you gonna take care of me. I said, oh, it ain't nothing. So I just waiting for you to take care of me.
So was there a number talked about?
Yeah, I was like, what you looking for that?
What you want?
He said $2 million. I'm like, Mace ain't worth $2 million with $2 million in his pocket. Is you crazy?
You're funny, see? You're funny. I see you don't take yourself serious. That's why you always show those horse teeth. I had to throw a jab. See how crazy you look at my old ass throwing jabs? It don't look right, brother. You're supposed to be beefing in silence. And I know you don't care, but you rubbed me the wrong way when you did Floyd like this on a public platform.
Woke up, I look at the computer say, Floyd said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50. I'm like, what did he say fuck me for? Nelly fucked your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fucking fiance. Say fuck that nigga. This is a special ASLELS challenge for you, Floyd. If you can read one full page of a Harry Potter book, nigga, I'll give $750,000 to whatever charitable organization you want to. Fuck the bucket of ice, man. I got a phone call from my man Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy said if Floyd accepts the challenge, that he'll put it on the actual show, so you can read it on the show. We don't want to put pressure on you. We know you can't pronounce those words in that Harry Potter book, so we're gonna let you read Cat in the Hat.
And then you had the nerves in the documentary to show that Puffy treated his mother bad. You had the nerve to show that. But that's family business, brother. That should have stayed between him and his family. But I know you don't care about that because you'll throw your baby mama and your son under the bus. You don't care about all this.
I'm having more issues with my son's mother.
No, you don't got no issues with me.
Tell him how you told my son to call me and tell me he need 50 pairs of sneakers.
That you and Eminem talk about your kids. Where are you and Marquise at right now? How's your relationship with?
I don't have a relationship with him.
It severely damaged that bridge.
See, This man will beef with anybody, but does he have that same energy for those other folks? And I know some of y'all look up to this fool, but I always tell y'all all these black celebrities ain't nothing but puppets. See, 50, you're the king of petty. You built an entire career on beefing. But this project was a whole new level for you, brother. Because if it turns into a legal situation, you're going to have to answer some questions. How did you get that footage of Diddy? How did you even know Diddy was recording anything? Who the filmmaker was? And more importantly, who connected you to the filmmaker? Without that personal footage of Diddy, this documentary doesn't not exist. The footage is the documentary. It's the leverage. It's the backbone. The entire engine driving the whole project. That's why Diddy lawyers zeroed in on it immediately.
Sean Diddy Combs have now sent a cease and desist letter to Netflix.
That's right. They are demanding it not release a docuseries featuring the embattled mogul.
Sean Combs' The Reckoning started streaming on Tuesday. It was produced by a longtime foe, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Now, in a statement provided to CNN, a spokesperson for Combs accused Netflix of using, quote, stolen footage that was never authorized for release in what they called a shameful hit piece. A statement from the docuseries director says the filmmaking team obtained the footage legally.
I'm going to tell you who I think stole the tape. I know who stole the tape. I'm going to tell you who I think stole the tape or pointed the finger to you at the filmmaker. Because I don't believe that story that Diddy didn't pay them. I don't believe that, and they just ran to you. That's bull crap. Because you know what gave it away, 50? You know what gave it away, young man? When the film shifts to the freak-off allegations. Everybody know there was two women involved, Cassie and Jane Doe. You covered the Cassie part because you know that part would make Diddy look bad. You know that. But you left out Jane Doe. And everybody knows Jane Doe was mentioned in the Lil Rod lawsuit. And you covered the Lil Rod lawsuit. You had a whole segment on Lil Rod and you didn't mention that Jane Doe. You mentioned Diddy in the lawsuit. You didn't put it up there on the text. But somehow, this woman, a key woman connected to you and Diddy, is left out? Vanished from the story? That just don't add up, brother. Okay, you've gone public about her before. You've named her before. You said bad things about her publicly before. And you've never been the protect the baby mama type. You thought it would make it look more personal? No, it's part of Diddy's story. She did freak-offs with him. You could at least put her in there like a generic Jane Doe as a placeholder. That would have worked. But leaving her out entirely? Come on, man. That wasn't accidental. Okay? That wasn't emotional. That was strategy. You be strategizing. Because we know you read all those 48 Laws of Power books. You watch the Godfather movies. See, all that public beefing back and forth with your baby mama, was that a ruse? So she can get closer to Diddy? Just like that scene in The Godfather, when the Godfather sends Luca Brasi to pretend he's unhappy with the family to get information? Maybe some tapes?
I'm a little worried about this Salozzo fella. I want you to find out what he's got under his fingernails, you know? Go to the tailors and make them think that you're not too happy with our family and find out what you can.
Because here's how I see it. The person that was missing from this documentary, to me, is the same person that's connected to the filmmaker. See, the filmmaker was with Diddy up until his arrest. And so was Jane Doe.
Jane Doe. You heard it from me here first. This witness right here. So the gist of it is she was with Diddy. They started dating in 2021. She was with him all the way up to his arrest, okay? She's not there because she wants to be. But she said that she has a baby daddy who, her baby daddy and Diddy have a well-known animosity. They do not get along.
And you didn't put her in the film, brother. Come on. She was there. The same person who could have explained exactly what happened to those tapes. How did they go from Diddy's hands to yours? See, in my last video, I talked about my honeypot theory. Now, seeing the documentary and seeing that a stolen video was the key to the whole documentary, I'm thinking my theory is on point. What, you guys think one of his bodyguards or his sons gave up the tape or the filmmaker? See, this brings us back to the only question that matters. See, this was clever, brother. You've been beefing with this dude for 20 years. You worse than Vivica Fox. You worse than Vivica Fox. And she ain't wrong. She just mentioned y'all little relationship from time to time. But you've been throwing jabs at Diddy for over 2 decades. And for what? Who do you work for? Or better yet, is this your only way out of the bucket to get to the top? You wasn't lying when you said get rich or die trying.
Broke it down to its very last calm down.